We continue on our Camp Countdown series as we talk about the Massachusetts defensive line with two big dudes on one couch, Coach T. Brower and Coach Ben Albert. Guys, how's it going? Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Excited to be here.
Coach Albert, let's start with you. Camp, first week or so, what are some of the items you're looking for or from your defensive linemen to have under their belt after 1 week?
Well, the biggest thing is we have to develop the ability to win one-on-one situations. And everything we do is predicated on each one of our guys on the defense winning their junction points. So we're really focusing in on exactly how we win junction points. So developing our hands, developing our get off, developing our movement. Those are the main things that we're trying to get our guys to understand.
And Coach Brower, give me a synopsis what you've seen in terms of just the energy, attitude, effort. What's it been like for these guys to kind of get out there on the field for the first time under Coach Don Brown?
Seen a lot of excitement from our guys in our group in particular. Our guys are ready to run through a wall for Coach Brown, so we're excited about that. Obviously, working on the fundamentals and then trying to bring them to each period and set the tone for the day.
How do you, or when do you start to evaluate guys? I know that the picture will start to come in clearer down towards the end of camp, but can you tell early on if, hey, this is going to be a guy that's going to contribute for us at week one?
Well, every day is an evaluation. What guys are doing off the field, what guys are doing on the field, it all relates, it's all relative. But one of the things that from the spring when we first got here up front was to try to develop our ability to bend, have balance, and burst. Those are the three main elements that we've tried to make sure we improve on every single day. So in doing that, there are guys that jump off, from the start where you say, ooh, that guy might have a chance to help us.
Bend, have balance, burst.
Yes, sir.
I like, let's put that on a t-shirt. Okay, T, do you have a favorite drill or one that you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to be able to kind of get something out of a guy for a drill for the defensive line throughout camp?
Every drill we do, has value.
Yeah.
The big thing from watching the tape from last year is just our hand violence and hand usage. So that's something Coach Albert and I have worked throughout the spring to now, and seeing it become more natural and happen in different periods throughout practice, which is really exciting to see, because we're able to film everything from practice drills to different situations and practice going against the offense. So to see some of those hand violence and hand action, hand movements come to fruition is very exciting because of the amount of time we worked on it and the emphasis we worked on it.
Let's talk about some of the guys that you actually have here. And I think one of the things the fans will enjoy this year is there's across the board just more names, more depth for the whole roster, right? Especially along the defensive line. But at the top of the numerical roster are the two Marcuses, right? One, Marcus Cushnie coming from Florida State. And you've got guys coming in from Power 5 conferences, Marcus Bradley coming in from Vanderbilt. So why don't we start there with those two guys? What have you seen from them in their early goings here?
Well, both of those guys, I mentioned earlier, the ability to win junction points. Both of those guys are capable of winning junction points, particularly in pass rush situations. I think just having them immediately has improved our ability to rush the passer. And when you have two athletic guys on the edge in today's world of college football, that's a great starting point. The two highest paid players in the NFL, for example, are the quarterback and the defensive ends that chase the quarterback. So when you're starting to develop or build a defense, it starts there, and those two guys are two really good foundations to start with.
T, what about the guys that have been here a year or two? Vixeril Alabuede is a guy that we saw past couple of years. Devin Baldwin last year, transfer from Rutgers. Uchenna as a week A. These are some of the names I think our fans can relate to. How have they been able to adapt in their kind of continued growth here at UMass?
Vic is a somebody that improves daily and that does a lot of good things at a lot of different positions. So really excited about his improvement, his lead by example, demeanor, respect in the locker room, respecting the meetings. Vic is a special guy. Uchenna has some great twitch, some great pass rush ability, some good leadership qualities. So excited to have him as well. Great teammate. Devin Baldwin is coming along strong. Excited to see what he's able to do when he gets fully cleared. But he's cleared to do some things, and you can see some quick twitch movements, and obviously his length is exciting. We also have Julian. Julian's an up-and-coming freshman that maybe didn't play last year, but he's doing some good things, rushing the passer, and he's created some excitement for our room.
It just kind of looks the part too, doesn't he? When you see him out there on the field, to see what Julian can kind of wreak some havoc, and I think that's apparent, isn't it, Coach? Yeah.
Absolutely. We attribute a lot of that to Scott McClafferty and his crew downstairs and the strength and conditioning staff. Those guys have done a tremendous job over the last 6 months of developing our guys. We have guys now that really look the part, and we inherited a great group. We have a great room. The culture in our room is tremendous. And, Coach Brower and I play here at UMass, so there's a lot of pride in what we're trying to get done.
Yeah, and talk about, you mentioned the leadership piece, Coach Brower, and the guys that you think really can kind of be built around, and that's Billy Wooden, who I know has been out with injury, and Cletus Mathurin, who's been a force up the middle over the past couple of the seasons. Can you guys speak to kind of the talent and the attributes that they might bring to the table?
Well, they both have great leadership qualities. The speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack, and those guys set a great standard for what it means to be a defensive lineman here at UMass. They're both great in the classroom. They're great on campus. They're young men that if you're a parent, you would love to have your daughter date. They're going to be great fathers, great husbands, and that's a great starting point. And we talk about that all the time, not only about being a good football player, but being a good person, being a good man. Yeah. And those guys are that. So they set the standard that way, and they're not afraid to challenge people when guys are outside the line, they've done a great job of establishing what we want to be.
Yeah, and T, we've heard Coach Brown talk about competition, right? And that's going to be one of the themes throughout this series, where guys are obviously competing and trying to battle for their place on the field. When you see some of maybe the younger guys competing out there, who might come to mind? I know Kofi Asari is a guy that is a freshman, Tyson Watson as well. How do those guys try to kind of, get in there and make a name for themselves?
A big thing is they're just trying to improve daily, and when they're able to compete in a team, whether that's with the twos, with the threes, a situational ones thing, get some of that younger player jitters out of them. But then the next time they're put in that situation, you see improvement, which is very encouraging and exciting. And then obviously what they did to their bodies over the last couple summer months and weeks is exciting. So you can definitely see some potential, some flashes, and some drills that we do.
I'm going to toss this out to both of you guys. Kind of a unique situation here where there's a UMass alum who runs a very prominent overseas development college football establishment in Brandon Collier, right? And you've got two guys here as part of that from PPI Recruits, both from Germany. You got Hugo Claugus and Magnus von Salden. So haven't been playing the game as long, but what have you seen from them in terms of what their abilities and future might hold?
Well, they both have great physical traits that project success playing the sport. Brandon does a tremendous job. He brings those guys, guys from not only Germany but all over Europe. Every year they go on a circuit, and so they're exposed to American football, they're exposed to what it means to compete, with high caliber athletes, not only here but obviously in Europe as well. So when they arrive, they have a sense of, you know, what it's going to take for them to have success. And you know, Brandon's been tremendous, not only here but all throughout the country, in getting guys placed. So we're excited about having those guys.
Both those guys have a unique maturity, you know, to be this far away from their home, seriousness and attacking, you know, trying to get better daily. So you got to really respect that, because those guys are very serious, hard workers, and a unique maturity.
Didn't want to leave anybody out. I know Aaron Beckwith is another guy that's on the defensive line. So there's a lot of promise here, obviously, for what we're looking at. Before I let you guys go, kind of give me a word or two from each of you as to what it means to play D-line under Coach Brown. Is there an attribute? Is there a word that comes to mind? Is there a mantra that you guys try to drill into these guys?
Oh, the biggest thing is just being tough, like physically and mentally tough, you know, and being able to respond to all the different situations that you put in. It all starts up front, and we need guys to understand that, and every day we make sure we make that a point of emphasis, that we are the tip of the spear, so to speak, not only on the defense but on the team, you know. So you know, we try to cultivate that within our guys.
Run and smash, play to the whistle, and solve your problems with aggression. That's what
That
we
sums
do.
it up, doesn't it?
That's what sums it up. That's what we do.
Can't wait to see it on the field, guys. Thanks so much.
That's right.